question everything. Now, I heard, the speech from Farrakhan on Donald Trump, you know, and Fidel Castro, and on Obama's legacy when it comes to affordable medical act. I understand all that. My thing is, Obama's legacy is not important, if it's not moving our people into a positive place of economic growth and resources being pumped into our community. We as a people can do a lot of talking. And talking is one thing. Spiritual upliftment, words of gratification, all these things when it comes to talking make you feel real great when you speak good words. And that's all cool and dandy, to each his own when it comes to how it uplifts you and move you. But at the end of the day, we need economic growth. We need resources in our community. And if we ain't talking about resources being pumped into our community and coming from up under the economic oppression that they actually got us under here in this country, then there's no movement. Mass incarceration ain't gonna go nowhere without poverty being moved. We're being mass incarcerated based off of being impoverished, based off of poverty being maintained in our communities. And we need to move that. If we ain't gonna get any type of economic growth to be able to bring back Negro-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses, then we can't compete. And we can't compete in the racist game, then there's no reality for our babies. And in order for us to compete, we need economics. We need resources to come back to our communities. We need the government, the federal government, the United States government to stop funding everywhere else but our communities. Because in order for us to be established here in America, we need economic growth. And that's money, man. That's land and money, and that's the ability to manipulate that money on the lands that you own or in the communities that you're in. And if we can't get that, then it's over for us. All the talk in the world ain't gonna do nothing for us. We being mass incarcerated and being pumped down this river of breaking the law through through rap, because hip hop goes to many barrels, but through rap and gangster rap and through all these different shows that they show and movies that they show us being gangsters, pimps, and hoes, but we ain't getting no movies and no music that's talking about landscaping and carpentry and barbering and all the different journeyman jobs that can actually promote businesses back in our community. We need these businesses to come back, and we need economic growth in order to do that. We need to be able to reconnect and realign with ourselves and refinance our own communities in order for our children to be able to come out of that pathway from the school to prison pipeline. We can't keep allowing this death race and this death culture that we under to overshadow our whole communities everywhere we are in America. And we ain't gonna be able to do that through just talking. We gotta put some tangible down. We got all these wealthy people, but nobody's investing in our communities, investing in our babies. And I don't wanna hear about the young how you say, men and the young teenagers that are out there already almost lost to the system in the sense of breaking the law. Because we got babies coming up under them. We got little babies coming up under them that need to be saved. And we ain't getting community centers and recreation centers that are opened up to be able to save these babies. But we got all these wealthy people. We ain't getting businesses being built in our community that is Aboriginal, Black owned, that look just like me and you, that shows the strength and shows us as a people pulling ourselves up and empowering ourselves so our babies to have this image in our communities. And we can't just keep taking this talk game, this word of mouth when it comes to being able to manipulate words and speak to the people real well, but in the end, ain't no tangibles, ain't no economic movement, ain't no resources coming back to the community. And this is what we need. I could talk well all day for 100 years, but if I ain't bringing nothing to the communities, then what? Then what? That is the reality. See, I wear this, but at the end of the day, I also, every summer, take 3 of our babies and hire them anywhere from 15 to 18 years old and train them in the skill that I have right here when it comes to what I do. That way they can be able to compete with their hands through skill, to be able to manipulate and actually go into business for themselves based off of what I do here. And if we're not willing to empower our babies, then what are we doing? What are we doing? I done taught our senior citizens that are retired that still is under a fixed income on how to do what I do here. So that way they can still make a little money coming in and doing little odd jobs. Why? Because it's important. We need to be able to make moves through our hands, through skills. And if we're not being taught no skills, then what are you doing? Basketball, that ain't going to teach you carpentry. Baseball, that ain't going to teach you barbering. Football, that ain't going to teach you how to come out here and do construction work, landscaping. But we ain't getting all that. We getting sports and all that crap. But that's not what we competing against each other on in the sport arena. But we ain't gonna compete on a level of economic growth and business growth. Come on, man. So with that stated, you know, it's no slight to the Islamic movement or the Moor movement or any other movements that's out there. The Aboriginal Negro movement, the Indian movement, ain't no slight to none of that. The problem is, if we're gonna have all these barrels and all these different disconnections from one another, we need to reconnect. We need to connect all those things and then come out here to our communities and start reestablishing our power base in the sense of empowering ourselves through reopening and reestablishing small businesses. We need to be out here, boots on ground, and complaining about no economic growth in our communities and the economic oppression that we have under our community. And you can see it. You can't be blind to it. Just go around the communities and just look. Look how many businesses that are abandoned up and boarded up. This ain't from us. We didn't do that. We got histories of pure massacres and race riots, getting burnt out of everything and not getting nothing back by this government. Not getting nothing back from the colonizers that come burn up our whole communities. And we keep having to reestablish ourselves, pull ourselves up by the bootstrap and redo it. But after a while, you run out of the pocket money to be able to do that. And you're running out of pocket money based off of others coming in and destroying your stuff and not allowing you to regroup through bringing any type of resources back to you, not giving you nothing back in return. And we got a history of that we can actually prove. This ain't just no talk game. We can prove that they have done this multiple times to our communities. And at the same time, we sitting here with our arms crossed like this, looking at our children go in and out of prison, looking at our children going in and out of the morgues, well, really into the morgues, without no recourse of it, without no thought that, hey, maybe, just maybe, being impoverished, being poor, being economically deprived is causing these type of chaotic movements in our community. Instead, we blaming the children and the young adults that's out there instead of blaming the real reality of what's been going on here in America and what's been happening to our people. This is what it's really about. And if we ain't going to do nothing about it, then we almost just come outside and all of us just lay it down. Because at the end of the day, that means it's over with. It's over with. We done gave up. We done fought and protest and boycotted for everybody else to come to the country and get benefits and get their nation economic floor. But for us, we just bellied up. We about just word of mouth now. Everybody just feeling good and clapping and being happy and stuff all throughout the churches and everywhere. But we ain't gonna be on boots on ground when it comes to getting this economics back together and getting our small businesses back together and getting resources from this government back to our communities to save our own babies. Well, I ain't feeling good. I mean, I ain't on no kumbaya shit. And I definitely ain't trying to overcome nothing. So I ain't singing a song. I'm telling you straight up, we got to get out here and do something about it. And that's what it's about. So y'all can listen to all that talk game all you want. But at the end of the day, feeling good from conversation ain't bringing economics back to our community. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.